Miles away.
I cannot tolerate it. And he utilize spirituality as a vehicle to a woman's heart.
That I don't like.
He is not a nice person.
Whew, Chile, listen, when your friends call out somebody like this, ladies, leave a man at home. I don't know why I sang that song, but it came to my head. But listen, we're talking to you guys about, obviously, Ready to Love, episode 7 on Miami season. Welcome to Little Black Book, you know what time it is. We're going to break down Justice and Tranika. Tranika, will she listen to her friends and choose LJ? Or will she continue down this path of trying to go after someone like Justice? Hey, listen, Justice is obviously out. We know that already. But does she require somebody a bit more like Justice than actually LJ? Are the women vying for someone more like Justice than they are for LJ? Because the same thing was also said with Looney. Well, at least in the fact that we know that Looney liked Justice as well. So there's something about that we need to discuss. But we'll get deeper into this on this review as well. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. All right, let's get into the video. So just talking about, obviously, Justice and Tranika, I think what's really interesting is I was also, confused as to how last episode Tranika was like, you know what, I understand you. Other people might not understand you, but I understand you, and I see you for what you want. And I was like, well, hold on. Tranika, how many times do I need to call your name? Why would Tranika be so enthralled and taken by someone like Justice? And I realized that this is oftentimes something that happens because I think Tranika is honestly the nice girl. She is literally the nice girl. And sometimes when you may not have lived a particular lifestyle, I'm by the way, I am guessing here. I don't know Trinika's background. She might be the bad girl. I don't know. But from what she's presenting to us, she's presenting this nice girl aspect, this good girl aspect. And I put nice girl because it's different from good girl. This nice girl aspect. And it's like, that's Justice represents the opposite of what you are, almost as if you live vicariously through that other person. That person frees you in some sense, and it excites and it gets your blood boiling because they do something that you don't necessarily do. They operate outside the confinements of rules that you don't necessarily that you would normally obey by, and that makes it exciting. Justice becomes the bad boy in her life, and that's what I'm kind of getting. So then, when the friends actually call out what Justice is to them, is intriguing because it was a very strong and harsh critique in terms of what they felt about him. But during the course of the date. And I'll talk about that in part 2. During the actual course of the date, what he was actually saying, I can see why. There was arrogance. There seemed to be pride. There seemed to be airy-fairy, over-spiritualism. The answer to the questions was like as if, listen, Justice doesn't want to be here, okay? He's just here to get what he needs to get for his grand opening, get a little publicity, get himself on a show, open his bar, and everyone will like, oh, that's Justice. Let's go to his bar. That's what he's here for, because the lack of care in answering these questions, and he knows what he was doing, answering the questions in a way of, God leads me, God's one that tells me this, God me telling me. I said, bro, if you don't fix up, if you don't stop playing around, boy, you know exactly what you're doing. Let's just have a look at what the friend said once more.
100 miles away.
I cannot tolerate it. And he utilize spirituality as a vehicle to a woman's heart.
That I don't like.
He is not a nice person.
Now, they said, obviously, first and foremost, that he tried to use spirituality as a vehicle into a woman's heart. And they ain't lying, right? Because in the cutscene, what he actually says is, if you do spirituality, I'm about that. If you talk about, I don't know, slap talk or something like that, I'm about that. If it's this, I'm about that. I am the alleyway. And I said, oh, okay, so he's all things to all men and all women. Okay, great. Which means, yes, he's going to basically be a person who potentially is going to literally become what we call a chameleon. He's going to become whatever you say he should become, or whatever he witnesses you to do. He's going to camouflage himself in that as well. We spoke about the chameleon on our dark arts kind of videos. This brother here is clearly telling us what he's going to do. He's clearly telling us how he's going to maneuver in those cutscenes that you were talking about. So it's no wonder that the friends who have a sharp eye and discernment as well, because they literally called it immediately. I smell bullcrap, and literally called it out straight away. And the question is now, will Tranika be able to move forward and choose someone different, right? Now, of course, we've seen this episode and how it ends. We know that Justice goes home, so in a sense, she ain't got a choice. But will she be able to shift her positioning now to LJ? I think LJ is one of those guys who is not as dominant as someone like Justice, or a bit more less dominant than someone like Randall. He doesn't carry that natural flair of presence where he imposes himself either physically or through what he says. He don't really show that imposership on situations. And so maybe the ladies are kind of seeing that and thinking to themselves, maybe he can't really defend me, protect me, kind of thing. But also it could be the fact that, as well, listen, sometimes people see things through a trauma lens. Sometimes women see men and want the Justice type because it's a trauma response. And what I mean by that is what they assume a man to be because of what they've gone through. And so that harsh, slit talk, bad boy energy becomes, that's what I like. When really, no, you're operating out of your trauma. And then sometimes what women will say is that, we don't like nice guys. We don't like nice guys. Now, I'm yet to discern completely whether LJ is a nice guy or a good guy. But I would say in this particular format, he represents that /nice guy /good guy. And the ladies seem to be cool, but don't really want to engage, don't really want that. And that's another video, I know, I'm sure. So the question is asking ourselves, can Tranika shift her position now to want to be with someone like LJ? Or would it be too difficult to shift position to someone like LJ? Because remember, she was all talking about how in front of Cajun, I don't see it like that with Justice, but I understand you. You understand what? The fact that she said, I understand you, is what's even concerning. Like, that means that she's probably bought a little bit of the Kool-Aid. Okay, and the reason why she bought some of the Kool-Aid is because maybe she's got a saver attitude. Maybe she's trying to save man them. Maybe she likes the guys, just like guys try to go after women that are very abrasive. It's because they're trying to save them. The same way when women will go after bad boys too, because they're trying to save them and change them and tame them. And really it's about their own ego. That's why I said nice guys versus good guys are different. Nice girls versus good girls are different, because nice girls oftentimes have savior complex, just like the nice guys. They're trying to save somebody. They're trying to tame somebody. They're trying to change somebody. They're trying to have somebody, but somebody. Okay, so, and so maybe Tranika, will she listen to her friends? That's the key question. But the friends rightly called him out all the way. And actually they put their thoughts more closer towards LJ and said that's who they thought would be a better match for her. Will she adhere to that? That's a question we have to ask. Hey, don't forget as well, guys, listen, before we end up here as well, if you haven't already done so, we're going to be on a live US tour panel talk in October. We want to see you guys. Grab your tickets. Click on the link down below, because we want to be able to see you guys live. We haven't got many tickets left, so make sure you grab yours before it goes out. There are VIPs as well there as well for you guys. It's going to be a good time. That's what I'm going to say. It's going to be a good time. Hella good time. Pure enjoyment and fun as well. Much love and appreciation, guys. We'll see you again very, very soon. And yeah, be easy. Much love.